Hi, Breyer's here, and today I thought I would do a little unboxing video of this year's Christmas horse and Yuletide Greetings. So I know this has been a super popular Christmas horse this year. He's based on the Shenandoah mould and is supposed to be, I think, an Ardennes, so a draft horse breed. And I have been obsessed with this horse since they released the promo pictures with him. So I pre-ordered him specially to ensure I would get one in the UK. And I think this is definitely one of the best Christmas horses I've seen Breyer do. So just start off, he comes in this kind of Christmassy themed box, so that it's got the mistletoe all over it and feels very festive. It has his name on the bottom, and the box is very similar to sort of last year's Christmas horse. So this is Minstrel, who will be staying in box until December, so I have something to look forward to in Christmas. But I certainly couldn't wait to get my hands on one of him, and I really wanted to get him out of the box as soon as I got him, just because I've seen a few of them have had little rubs and things from their costume, so for him I wanted to try and minimise that chances of that happening. But first impressions, I really like the costume. I think it's kind of warm and cosy and festive and really suits sort of a draft horse. So I think the idea of him is he's like the draft horse bringing in the Christmas tree is how they describe him, and this really works well with that kind of theme. So super excited to have him, and I think the box is really nice and really well done, very festive. So without any further ado, I'm going to get him out. We'll have a little look at him in costume, and we'll also take the costume off and see what he looks like without it. So here we are, after much wrestling with Breyer's packaging, which is always a joy for me. We have Yuletide Greetings here, so he's in his costume, and I must say, hats off to Breyer, this is a really nice costume. So he's got Happy Holidays on this little blanket, and he jingles, so this for me is the sound of Christmas, and I love the jingle bells, like, oh, so nice. And then the other side, he has this big bow with some sort of like mooses and Christmas trees, more jingle bells, and this lovely kind of holly and bow type wreath thing going on for his mane and tail, and the big ribbons. I just think this costume suits this mould and this horse so well, and he's got the little head collar on as well. So I really think they've done a real good design job on this horse, and I know a lot of people agree with me. And really like his costume. It's much more simple than a lot of the prior Christmas horses, like for example Minstrel's is quite jewelly and extravagant, and I know Celestine, who was the 2018 horse, again she had a lot of jewellery on, and I'm intimidated to take her costume off, but this looks like a nice straightforward costume but really effective. So he looks stunning in this. I love him, and I love his face already. Oh, I love the Shenandoah mould. I'm looking that mine seems to stand very well. The Shenandoah mould can be a little bit tippy, I find, just because it's kind of on 3 hooves and the lifted up hoof. But mine seems to stand lovely, and I love his rich bay colour as well. So next up, we'll take the costume off him, and you can get a bit of a closer look at him without the costume. But I really love this, and the quality of it feels pretty good as well. Like the rug feels really fleecy, and I just think hats off to whoever designed this horse. I really like it. Okay, we'll go and take the costume off, and then I'll show you him without the costume, and we'll also rate how easy it is to get the costume off, because that is one thing that I always found with the Christmas horses, is there is a lot of difference in which costumes are easy to get on and off. So here we have Yuletide Greetings all out of his costume now, and just in his plain horse form. I'm really super impressed with this horse. Looking at him, his shading is beautiful, and I love how they've done the very characteristic light muzzles that the Ardennes, a French breed of draft horse, has. He's got nice rich bay colour to him. No markings as such, but he doesn't need any. He looks great without them. And certainly I really am enjoying this loose mane version of the Shenandoah mould. I've only had the braided versions in my hands so far, as they haven't really made that many regular runs on the loose mane variation, but I definitely prefer it. And as I said before, I love the mould in whichever shape it takes, but certainly I hope they do a lot more regular run draft horses on this mould, because I think it's the best draft mould that Breyer has done. In terms of getting the costume off, it was super easy to get the costume off. It took me about 10 minutes just because I was being really careful to make sure I paid attention to which bits attached to which. But actually there are only sort of 3 main components to the costume. So even if you're a little bit nervous about taking the costume off, I would say don't be. It's really easy to put back together. And in fact, I'll show you how to put it back together just so you can see what I mean. So all of the little danglies that were on his feet are elasticated, so they're really easy to put back on. You just need to twist them. So you twist them around his foot until you get kind of the desired tightness. Oop. So I'll just do 3 there just for demonstration purposes. I'd probably put another one on that to put it back on neater, but for time's sake, yeah, you just twist those. And then the next piece is actually all one piece. So his rug comes with the bow bit attached to it and also the main bit. So it just needs to go over his head. And then you just do up underneath. So it's just got a Velcro little piece here. So you can do that up. And then finally, he has an elasticated head collar. So you just need to put his nose through the bottom there. Ooh, just need to get that bit in, there we go. Nose through, over his head. There we are. And then this piece that goes across the mane, it actually has a bent bit at the bottom, so you actually just hook it around the head collar, the top piece. Just trying to get that to go nicely. There we are. The only thing I would say is be really careful about doing this bit, because obviously if it has got a sharp point or anything on it, it could scratch the paintwork on your horse. And the main bit is attached to a jump ring here. So as you can see, that took me no time at all to take his costume, to put his costume back on, and it probably will take you about the same amount of time once you've realised which bits are which to put it back on. So he is probably the easiest horse to put the Christmas costume back on. So yeah, I think he's fantastic, and they've done a really good job of making him an interesting horse with a basic coat colour, but with a stunning Christmas costume. So my guy is going to be untacked and left as a normal horse until December the 1st, and then he will be tacked up. And I'll be also unboxing Minstrel on December the 1st. She's going to be my last horse of the year to unbox. I'm hoping to join the Premier Club next year, so I'm having to save a little bit of money now, and I've bought a lot of models over the past couple of months since rejoining the hobby. So these guys are treasured to me. I love the Christmas horses, and I think this guy is definitely my favourite so far. So let me know what you think of him. If you've got him already, how do you find him? Do you like him? And if you haven't got him already, are you planning on getting him? And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day wherever you are. Take care now. Bye bye.